Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about a topic that I was kind of hesitant about making a video about. I wasn't sure if I should do it, but it's just something that has played such a huge role in my life at a point that I just feel like it's necessary to share it. If there was any video that I would have wanted the 14-year-old Jeannie to watch, it would have probably been this video, just to show her that school can be tough and kids can be really mean, but it passes and everything will be alright in the end. So yeah, in this video I'm going to talk to you about a time in school where it wasn't very easy for me, where I would say I got bullied and where I had no friends. I don't even know how to start this kind of talking about it. When I was young, I was always like really outgoing. I used to go up to kids, I used to be like, do you want to be my friend? And I was like really into making friends and I wasn't very shy. And I think my troubles in school kind of started when, everyone hit puberty and kids get more difficult. So I remember the first time I felt bullied was in 6th grade, and that was when I had this huge fight with my friend. So our class kind of like separated and some kids were on her side and some were on mine. There was basically no one on my side. Yeah, I remember it was like this, and this person came into our class to talk about the whole thing, and I wanted to say something, and then this girl stood up and she's like, Janine, just shut up, no one here likes you anyway. And I just remember what that did to myself. Like, I was so upset because someone telling you that no one likes you just hurts so much, and it's just something that it's just like at that age you don't realize that it's gonna go away and it doesn't matter, but it would just like hurt me so much at that point. But the funny thing is that exactly that girl, like a couple months ago, wrote me an email asking me if I could maybe take part in her new startup and like share it on my Instagram. I'm just like no, I'm not gonna do that because karma's a bitch. That was kind of the first time that people were being rude to me. And it was just, after that, it was weird because how it kind of originated, but like from that fight on, like people just wouldn't talk to me anymore. It was just because of like a stupid fight at school. And then they were like, it was not that, people kept like constantly bullying me. It was more like that from that point on, they kind of just started ignoring me and they wouldn't hang out with me anymore. I wouldn't like invite me to anything. So I was just like alone, and I just felt like every night I would go to bed, I'd be like, please, I want to have friends. And it's so sad because everyone should have friends they can hang out with and stuff. And I remember there were actually times when I used to take my lunch to the bathroom because I just didn't have anyone to sit with in lunch break. I was just by myself. I would just be like, okay, no one wants to sit with me in lunch, well, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. Well, I went to the computer room and did like homework the whole lunch break through and just ate, and it was just so sad. And something that also was kind of like hard was on my 30th birthday when I invited like a couple of people, like the few friends I still had from school. When I invited them to my birthday party, and then suddenly on the day they would tell me that they couldn't come. So I had planned this really huge party with like lots of fun things to do. Like my mom got cake and like she ordered food and it was like all planned. And then like half of the people told me on the day like, oh Janine, I'm not gonna come to your birthday party. And you might be okay, that's not something big, but like in that moment I was just like, they told me in school, I just felt like, what kind of friends are you? Just the way they treated me, I don't know if they did it on purpose, but I was just crying, and like my birthday was just ruined for me. I always tried my best, like I went up to them and I talked to them in lunch, but they were just like, oh interesting, didn't want to talk to me, so it was really hard. I spent a lot of time alone, and I remember when we used to have like school assemblies, and when we sat there and there was people in the front like holding speeches about something, and then I was like, I had a shit day, and I just thought to myself that someday when I'm done with this whole school shit, these whole stupid people, I just wanna talk to an audience and tell them that if you're at a point in school right now where you have no friends, or where you're getting bullied, or where you're having a tough time, then it's gonna pass and you're gonna succeed later in life. Like being popular in school has nothing to do with real life. And I was so constantly frustrated that I tried all my best and no one ever like wanted to hang out with me, and I read this book, it was called How to Be Popular, and I kept doing all these things, and I don't know why people were being so rude. And I think at some point it kind of like escalated, and that was when they actually started like making fun of me, and it wasn't just like ignoring me, it was more like making fun of me. For example, I used to have this really weird thing that I used to like, you know, stress over my split ends. It sounds so ridiculous, but I actually used to do that. So they would make fun of that, and then in class if they sat behind me, they would like take my hair and like chop something off. I was like, you know, they just literally cut off my hair to annoy me and to be like, oh yeah, you had a split end anyway, so I just thought I'd cut this piece off. And I was just like, I just felt so horrible. And then they would like take pictures of me and where I'm like looking weird or doing something stupid, and I would just take a picture and show it to me, be like, ha, Janine, look, I just took this picture of you, and I'd be like, can you please delete it? You know, I was always really bad and like standing up for myself, so I was like, can you please delete it? Like, no, I'm not gonna delete it, blah blah. And then they would also like go and like get my backpack and like hide it somewhere in school, and I just have to look for it, and they're like, oh yeah, oh, we just put it there, haha. Or we were on a school trip, and then I was like, oh yeah, you know, I wish I could go to like a Hollister store here. It would be like, it was in Berlin, so I was like, oh yeah, it would be cool if, you know, there was like Hollister store. They're like, yeah, there's one down the street. I saw one, like, go there. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I got like so excited. So I got like I was like, okay, I'll see you later, like have your lunch, and then I'll come back. And then I walked down the street, and like I kept walking, and then I just asked someone, I was like, is there a Hollister store here? Like, no. So they just like, they just made fun of me, like, and then I came back and I was like close to crying. I was like, thanks guys, that's not very nice, you know? And you know, they just constantly kept making fun of me. Honestly, there's just so many more small things that happened, like I don't even remember them because now my life doesn't evolve about that stuff anymore, but there was just so many more moments where they made me feel like shit. And yeah, just to clarify, I don't think bullying is necessarily only about like making fun of someone, which they definitely did. It's a lot also about like ignoring people. Like when you have no one to sit with in lunch, it's a horrible feeling. When you just really wish you would be invited to a birthday party once, or really want to have someone to hang with on the weekend. I think it's also kind of a bullying if people just kind of ignore you hardcore. What helped me get out of it, and like what changed it, and how did I make friends? I think the kind of like bullying thing went on until 10th grade or something, 9th grade I think. And at that point, I also got into modeling, you know, which made people make fun of me even more. And so what I did at some point, I was like, these people are stupid, I don't know what they want in life, they're just extremely mean and rude, so I'm just gonna find myself friends out of school. And that's what, yeah, so with modeling I met this girl, and I started like making more and more friends out of school, so I kind of like moved away from all the troubles I had in school, and I just had friends out of school, and that just helped me kind of get out of the whole thing. And then I just decided that I also didn't want to go to this like small school anymore, because it was kind of in like countryside and people were kind of really narrow-minded. So I went to an international school, and you know, I think also from like a certain age people kind of stop being like rude and ridiculous because they just grow up and they realize it's not worth it anymore. So I guess most people that kind of struggle with bullying is, you know, during like 14, during that age. And you know, people were cool, and I made friends, and I had no more problems in school because people, it just really depends who you hang out with, you know. If you're on just a different vibe than the people in your school, you just might really not match with them. And okay, so honestly I haven't gone into too much detail with this video. That's because I don't really remember also so much from that time. I just remember that I felt horrible. But I remember something that really helped me is that whenever I picked up a magazine and I read about like some celebrity that, you know, had trouble during their school times, or some other famous person that got like bullied that like made it somewhere, and reading that kind of stuff really motivated me to, okay, just screw this is just school, people are rude, and you know, I can make it still, like it doesn't matter if I'm popular in school or not. And that's kind of the message that I kind of want to bring across to this video. So if there's just one of you out there that watches this and that realizes that it's not important if you're popular, then it's totally worth it. I think it's kind of a fact that, you know, if you're unpopular in school, it doesn't mean that you'll be unpopular for the rest of your life. Oftentimes, the kids that are like popular in school are the ones that are gonna have a boring life, and that, you know, are not gonna make it because they're just gonna live their ordinary, boring life. I don't want to offend anyone or say that, you know, if you're popular now, your life's gonna suck later. No, that's not true. I think nowadays also people are becoming more open-minded, And I also just want to say that, you know, if right now feels like the end of the world for you and you don't think you can do this anymore, it's not true, because you just gotta remember that in 10 years from now, you're just gonna forget about it and it's not gonna matter as much. For example, myself, like, I honestly don't even remember the hard times that I had, so I can't even tell you like all the little details, but I remember that it was so tough, that I cried so many times, that I just really wanted to, I don't know, just drop out of school. But just remember that you're so much more than how many friends you have in school or how popular you are. It's not about that. Right now I have, I'm still not someone who has like thousands of friends. I'd rather have like a couple of close friends that, you know, are on the same, like, vibing on the same frequency as me, that are, you know, interested in the same things as I am. And with those people I get along so well. And I think also when you're in school, you're just kind of, you have to choose from people that you get put with. Like, you can't be like, oh yeah, I want to be with this person, I want to be with this person. You're kind of like forced to get along with this group of friends. Whereas in real life, for example, I meet so many people over my blog, or I meet people who are also vegan. So, you know, I get to choose from like all the people, and I pick out the ones that have similar interests to me, and I hang out with them, and then I always have a great time. So yeah, this video kind of ended up being a lot of random talking, but I hope you did kind of understand what I was trying to say. Basically, if you're having a tough time in school, it's gonna go over. There's a life after school, which is much more real and important than school. And if you do have trouble with people and friends, then honestly don't worry about it too much. Look for people out of school, and time's gonna change. Like, honestly, nothing really lasts forever, which is good. I love you guys a lot, and I hope you kind of liked this video. I hope it wasn't too random, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!